You know this guy? That's right, it's Adam Sandler. If you're almost 30 like I am, or even older, I'm sure you're familiar with a lot of his films from back in the day. You know him for his fun and unique sense of humor, his charming, often typecast performances as the good guy who is just a little short of a few straws, and the outlandish characters that usually come with these performances. He's often known for his comedy, the feel-good kind of movies that you'd watch while sitting comfy at home with your main squeeze on a Saturday night with a bucket full of popcorn. But then there's Uncut Gems. Directed by the Safdie brothers and starring Adam Sandler, along with Lakeith Stanfield, Julia Fox, and even Kevin Garnett playing himself. For me, this was my first time seeing Sandler tackle such a film. It's not a feel-good movie. It's not a comedy. It's a dark tale about a man who keeps making mistakes. Purposeful, meaningful mistakes. Howard Ratner, who Adam Sandler portrays in this film, is an eccentric and obsessive jeweler of Jewish heritage with a risky gambling addiction. He buys a rare black opal that he plans to turn around and sell in order to get a big win to pay off a large debt owed to his loan shark, Arno, played by Eric Bogosian. In a short summary of events, Howard's gambling addiction costs him, and he loses in more ways than one: gambling the loan money, keeping an affair secret from his family, temporarily losing the black opal to begin with, failing to auction it, finally selling it, and then betting his earnings all over again for a final payout. Somehow, against the odds, he ends up on top of the world after placing the final bet, winning $1.2 million. I guess in the end, it really was a feel-good movie. Howard Ratner is an enthralling character. The Safdie brothers who wrote and directed the film knew what they were doing when placing their bets. He's a man struggling, forcing himself into corners that he knows he might not get out of, and yet he perseveres for that one chance of coming out big. Even when he's stripped naked and humiliated, thrown into the back of his Mercedes, he still keeps going, doing what he has to do in order to see his debt fulfilled. I wouldn't call him brave though. I think he just lives with the choices he has made. He knows he keeps messing up his own life. He's very aware he is at fault for his own misfortunes, and that's something I found endearing about him. It's what drove me to keep watching, because even though Howard was kind of scummy due to his poor decisions, I still wanted for him to come out on top. Then the ending happened. Our temptations and our addictions can get us into trouble. Had Howard simply paid off the debt after scoring the payment, he most likely would have lived. Had Howard not been involved with his employee Julia, maybe his marriage would have been salvageable. We all have to live or die by our own choices, crippling gambling addictions or not, and we're the ones who have to dig ourselves out of a hole when the time comes. But Howard knew the risks, and he was willing to play the game one final time. Everything or nothing. Howard died hitting the bet big.